Declan Rice has definitely confirmed to where he will be moving and where he's going to. Definitely, we are talking about Arsenal, and this has something to do with Bukayo Saka, and also leaving alone Bukayo Saka. There's also a little bit about Ramsdale and Declan Rice, then Bukayo Saka. There's been something happening in there, and it's a big confirmation that he could definitely be moving to the club Arsenal. Hello everyone, thank you for watching the Arsenal chapter, and make up and subscribe and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever we've definitely going to bring to you, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related, right about here at the Arsenal chapter with me, your host Bukayo. So I guess when we're talking about, I've already told you whom we're talking about. We are talking about a very good football player, one of the best defensive midfielders in the Premier League, and that is Declan Rice. For some reason, Declan Rice is on big, massive demand with loads of clubs, including Bayern Munich, Manchester United, Liverpool. All these clubs very interested in Declan Rice, and it will be remembered that he's an English football player, and he's currently on international duty with the likes of Bukayo Saka, and not only is he with Bukayo Saka but also Ramsdale. So the two football players have definitely met with him, and things have been going on quite well in their camp, and many people saying they've been trying to convince him, but his mind is already made up. He's already made up his mind. He definitely knows where he is going, and that is something good for all Arsenal fans. I think very many Arsenal fans definitely want to hear that. They're interested in hearing that, and that's quite good. That's quite great. So remembering why Declan Rice is definitely needed at the club Arsenal, why Mikel Arteta and the technical director of Arsenal are very interested in signing this gentleman, because of his style of play. He's a very good defensive midfielder, and when we talk about strength and power, then as I always tell you, the name Declan Rice definitely comes in there, and he's done quite well. He's played very well for West Ham United. When you see how West Ham United have played last season, I mean the Premier League, they didn't play very well, but they didn't end up in the best of positions. But when you look at how they played quite well. Not the best of positions, but looking at how Declan Rice played as a football player, him as a football player, singling him out as a football player, he definitely played very well, and that's one of the reasons as to why he's been hunted for by a big number of clubs. And leaving that side alone, leaving Declan Rice alone, you can definitely tell that leaving Declan's side, West Ham side, Premier League alone, you can tell that even in the Conference Cup, taking the trophy was something good, and biggest part of the victory was due to the one and only Declan Rice. And I think he's a very good football player. He's a very brilliant football player, and he's been doing brilliant. He's been playing quite well. So I think things will definitely go on quite well for him, and things will go on quite well for the club Arsenal, as Arsenal are trying to make sure that they can get this gentleman, and the fact that he's with two Arsenal football players, and they've been trying to say a few things about his transfer, Bukayo Saka and Ramsdale. He's already confirmed that he's not going to Europe. His focus is mainly in the Premier League, and playing alongside Bukayo Saka and Ramsdale is something that would be good for him. So I think that is something positive for very many Arsenal fans, and I think the defensive midfield is something that Mikel Arteta is trying to make sure that he can sort. And looking at who has been, or he's available in the defensive midfield of Arsenal, you can see Granit Xhaka is one football player who is a very good one. But Granit Xhaka has been linked to an exit, and he could be going to Bayern Munich after Thomas Tuchel has come out and said he's very interested in him. And if he cannot get, if Thomas Tuchel cannot get Declan Rice, then he will definitely be going for Granit Xhaka. And remembering that Arsenal has had a bid of £92 million for Declan Rice, and Bayern Munich has had a £95 million bid. Still, he isn't shaken. He doesn't want to go to Europe. That is something very, very positive. However, West Ham still stands its chance, saying that they are not taking not more than 120 million pound, not more than, not less than, actually. They are not going for anything less than 120 million pound. Let us know what you think, whether he is worth 120 million pound, or it is something that is going to be complicated for the club Arsenal. I don't see Arsenal buying a football player that is worth 120 million pound, to be fair, but I think they can negotiate until I think if they get to something like 95, that will be good, maybe, possibly, because first of all, the player is willing to move. The player, Declan Rice, is definitely willing, is 100% willing to move, to make a move from West Ham to Arsenal, and that is quite positive. That leaves a big workload for Manchester, for West Ham United and Arsenal, to make sure they get something in between there, something more than the 92 million pound that has been promised, has been a bid by Arsenal. Make it a little bit more, and we are set to go, as the transfers have not yet officially started, but deals are already being made. I mean, Arsenal already lost out on Liverpool's football player now, and a former Brighton football player, that was Alexis McAllister, who was quite linked to the club Arsenal, but he ended up at Liverpool. Anyway, that's it went the way it did, but right about now, Arsenal is looking to making its first signing, and that could be the first signing, Declan Rice. Otherwise, thank you for being part of the Arsenal chapter, and make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever we've definitely got to bring to you, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related, right about here at the Arsenal chapter with me, your host Bukayo, as I tell thank you and goodbye for now.